So game 4 of the NLCS is in the books, and the Dodgers and their fans are left scratching their heads. So let me take a few minutes to explain this to you guys. Um, the Dodgers are in real trouble now. The predicament that they wanted to put the Braves in with what they should have done in game 4 is now the predicament they just put themselves in, or that the Braves put them in, however you want to look at it. A lot of Dodger fans are laying blame to either Dave Roberts for how he set his lineup, or for Kershaw, even though he did pitch a really good ball game. He just lost his control in the 6th inning and was missing his spots here and there and getting behind hitters early on. It didn't help that Matt Beattie dropped the final out in the 8th inning, which Jake McGee had to throw more pitches, almost got up to 20. Dylan Floro had to throw 35 pitches. This was a game where the Dodgers were aiming to burn the Braves bullpen, so they had not many options for game 5, but in the end it was the Braves that burned the Dodgers bullpen. And so now everything rests on Dustin May in game 5. If he's looking for any kind of help, any kind of relief, Walker Buehler won't be a good option, because then you burn game 6 for him, and now you have to throw either Gonsolin on 3 days rest or find somebody out of the bullpen like Alex Wood. Urias would only be on 2 days rest, so he would only be good for game 7 on 3 days rest at that point. So there's a big dilemma with this starting staff now, and the weight of the world is on Dustin May's shoulders now. And if you think that his 100-mile-an-hour heat is going to be a factor, look what the Braves did to Graterol tonight. They hit him around. Not only that, but you had Swanson and Ozuna, who are very good fastball hitters, just going off on these guys. Swanson hit a fair ball just inside the third base line on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Justin Turner was playing off the bag. He didn't think that Swanson was going to pull that, but you better believe that he did. So the Dodgers have run into a team that is almost like their own. They have just as good pitching, even though the depth isn't there. I believe Atlanta has the better bullpen, as is being shown right now in this series. And the lineups are similar, but the Braves are much hotter right now on offense. And I don't know what LA has to go on now. They had that momentum at the end of game 2, but if you look at statistics, inning number 9 of game 2 and innings 1, 2, and 3 of game 3, 4 innings, if you put all those together, the LA Dodgers scored 19 runs in that 4-inning span. Now when you expand for the rest of the series, which is another 32 innings, in that 32 innings, the Dodgers have only scored 6 runs. And that can be attributed to Mookie Betts. That can be attributed to Cody Bellinger's absence. Like I've always said, this offense goes where those guys go, and those guys aren't going anywhere right now in this series. Mookie Betts is not setting the table for anybody. Think about if Mookie Betts was setting the table. I mean, Justin Turner is hitting the ball really well right now. Imagine the RBI opportunities that he would have had that have now gone by the wayside because Mookie can't get on base. You saw what happened at the start of Game 3. Mookie got on base, and what happened? Came around to score. Corey Seager hit a opposite field double, and just like that, it was 1-0. And it just piled on from there. So a lot of the Dodger fans don't really believe in the Braves. They believe that this has something to do with the Dodgers messing up. This is the Dodgers choking again. But I'm here to tell you, this is not the Dodgers choking. They're just getting beat by a better team right now. And so, this would be a different situation if you still had Maeda, Hyunjin Ryu. If you had him still, this could have been a very different series. But when you have a bullpen now that's given up 15 runs over 15 innings, I mean, that's just a sign that Atlanta has worn them out. There are no surprises coming from that pen anymore. They know who LA has, and now it's basically Dustin May's game to lose tomorrow. Not, basically because of lack of options. So I don't know. It's just it was the Dodgers had the opportunity to deal the Braves a very critical blow when they were in a position where they were going to stagger through games 4 and 5 trying to figure out who they were going to throw. Tonight was, like I said, a slam dunk for the Dodgers on paper. But Atlanta's offense had different ideas. And so instead of Atlanta's bullpen getting burned, it was the Dodgers. And now they are set up horribly for the rest of the series. If Dustin May can't get the job done tomorrow, then this series is over. I know the Braves will probably be resting their high leverage guys in Game 5 for the most part tomorrow out of the bullpen, but if the Braves get a lead in the 7th inning, or by the 7th inning, if the LA Dodgers don't have a lead, the series is over. The Braves will bring those big guys out when the opportunity presents itself, and they will finish the job. So now's the time, LA. You got to get that offense going. You guys are cold. Flashes of brilliance will not be consistency in a 7-game series. Congratulations on scoring 19 runs in a 4-inning span, but that's not going to get it done when you can't figure it out outside of that. One bright spot for you, Edwin Rios. You put him in the game at third base the other night, DH again last night, and each time in his first at bat, he has found a way to find the seats and give the offense a spark. But outside of that, really nothing's been happening. A sacrifice fly in Game 5, or Game 4 rather. And basically that was all the offense. And when you have an offense that has scored 5 runs, 8 runs, and 10 runs against you in 3 of these 4 games, and you guys have only managed to do 15 and 1, and then just kind of sputtered to a 1-run and 2-run performance in games 1 and 4. The discrepancy in the offensive production is massive right now, and the Atlanta Braves are the hotter team offensively. And even though Acuna hasn't been setting the table, Freddie Freeman was right behind him doing just that for the guys under him. For Ozuna, even though d'Arnaud's not hitting well, Albi's been hitting great in this series. For all intents and purposes, I believe that the series is over. I picked the Dodgers in 7. I don't even see them getting to 7 now. I think the pressure will be too much for Dustin May tomorrow. And it's the pressure of the expectations. The Braves are playing with house money if you're looking at what the experts are saying here for this series. They came in, they're loose. The Dodgers are just sitting there just looking like their dog died. It's going to be tough for them to get up for these 3 games, and I don't think that they're going to match the intensity of the Braves in these 3 games. Especially when they can't handle Max Fried and they can't handle Ian Anderson, and both these guys are going to be on full rest, while some of your starters, especially Urias in Game 7 if he goes, will be on short rest. May have to go with Gonsolin if we get there. But right now, advantage Braves. And we'll see what happens here in Game 5.